Hi, welcome to Pro Cycling UK's guide to the top 5 young women riders who can break out during 2022. A whole new set of juniors enters the Pro Women's peloton each season. There is no under 23 level for women riders, so riders come out of the junior ranks straight into riding against experienced veterans like Marianne Vos and Elisa Longa-Borghini. It's a tough learning curve and not every rider lives up to the potential shown during the juniors. It's not uncommon for a hype junior to sign for a major team, get sidelined behind established riders and have to move down to then hopefully move back to the highest levels again. There are some instant successes though. Lorena Wiebes, the prime example. Still only 22 years old, she's established herself as the top sprinter in the women's peloton. Also, there's Elisa Balsamo, who is still only 23. Balsamo became the women's world champion in Flanders last season. Other riders look like solid bets to be leaders of the future generation already. The likes of Niamh Fisher-Black, Sarah Gigante and Evita Musique look set to be the biggest climbing stars of the women's peloton. I've tried to avoid some of the more obvious choices here, like those I've just mentioned. We already know they're pretty good. So with that in mind, I've ruled out any rider who has won a World Tour race. Otherwise, riders like Franziska Koch and Clara Coppeny would certainly be on this list. Again, we know they're pretty good already. There is a link post in the description with 13 other riders to watch out for, so chances are if I've not mentioned a rider you like here, then they are on that extended list. Most of those on that list have just come out of juniors or might be first year pros, so expecting them to make instant impact is probably unfair, although some may do, so keep an eye out just in case. The first rider in my top 5 for 2022 is Amber van der Hulst. The former Parkhotel Valkenburg rider did pretty much everything but win in 2021. She took a whole horde of top 10 results, including a pair of them at Women's World Tour level. Live Racing Xstra saw her talent. She'll have to step into the shoes of the departing Lotte Kopecky. With a top-notch team around her this season, I'm expecting Amber van der Hulst to take that maiden win, then hopefully a maiden Women's World Tour win, fully break out as a top sprinter for years to come. Number 2 is Abby Smith. She joined TIBCO as a stagiaire during the latter part of the 2021 season. The 19-year-old impressed immediately with 17th in GC at the Ceratisit Challenge. That came largely off the back of an impressive uphill time trial in which she was 15th. She carried that form against the clock through with 7th in the TT during the Women's Tour in her home Britain. There is the genuine promise that Smith can do really well in short stage races that have the time trial element to them as well. She can use that ability against the clock to gain GC places and then back that up with solid positions on the other stages. Next up is Marit Raaijmakers. Still only 22, she's been racing with Parkhotel Valkenburg for 4 seasons, but she'll be joining Human Powered Health for 2022. She made people take notice last season by winning the GC at the Under-23 Watersley Women's Challenge race. Accomplished by also winning Stage 1 with a long break, she really began to shine towards the end of the 2021 season. The challenge for her in 2022 is to begin to achieve more of those results, particularly at higher race levels, building on her 13th place at the Pro Series level race Giro dell'Emilia. Number 4 is Mischa Bredewold, yet another talent to come from Parkhotel Valkenburg. Bredewold ticked off her first win in 2021 at the Baloise Ladies Tour from a small breakaway of 3 riders. The trio were just about to hold off the chasing peloton, and Bredewold shows that she's tactically spot on in the way that she timed her sprint to take the victory. She was also 8th on the Meurs stage of the Lotto Belgium Tour, and showed consistency in also finishing 11th at the Women's World Tour level Premac Ladies Tour. It feels like she'll be a great one-day racer, with maybe also enough of a time trial to be a factor in the GC during stage races too. Finally, there's Gaia Realini. She made the women's cycling world take notice of her during the 2021 Giro. She hadn't been particularly hyped coming through the junior ranks, so it was a little bit of a shock during the race. But on the second stage in Italy, a major mountain stage finish at Prato Novoso, Realini finished 6th ahead of big major names like Garcia, Spratt, Labous, Marino, Koppenberg. He was then 9th in the uphill time trial before losing a bit of time over the remaining stages and finishing 11th overall. She stayed with the smaller Italian team Isolmant Premac Vittoria for another season and has been a regular on the cyclocross scene this winter as well. Hopefully she'll make great use of another year as a GC leader at a small team before making the step up to the Women's World Tour in 2023. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe for more women's cycling content by Pro Cycling UK.